Hey guys, my name is Latoya, and today I'm going to take you through a heart opening flow. So, heart openers are really good for just helping you to just kind of let go. Um, they help you to, be able to give and receive love, to be more compassionate, and to just feel more balanced overall. They're also great for helping to relieve some of the tension in your chest area, which encourages more blood and oxygen flow in your chest and heart chakra. So as far as props today, you're going to need 2 blocks, um, or something that resembles 2 blocks, and a big blanket folded up would be perfect as well. So I do want to mention that I'm doing this as part of my final project for my yoga teacher training. So once you go through the flow, if you can leave me a comment to let me know what you thought, how you felt afterwards, that would be very helpful. Now I want to do voiceover because it'd be a lot easier for me to do voiceover once I go through the flow rather than trying to talk while I'm doing the flow. So thank you for joining in. Let's get started.
So we're going to start in easy pose or Sukhasana with our eyes closed, hands at the heart. And we're going to just inhale and exhale in deeply. Now bring your hands down to your knees and just begin to think about what you want to get out of this heart opening flow today. We're going to begin doing some seated cat cows. So on the inhale, you're going to round your spine backwards, and on the exhale, you're going to round it towards the front. Now we're going to begin going in circles. And sync your breath with your circle. So as you're rounding from the side through the back, inhale. And as you're going forward, exhale. Right, now let's reverse and go the opposite direction. And back to center. Okay, let's open our eyes, and now we're going to go into puppy pose. You can start in a tabletop position. Now we're going to make sure that your knee and your thighs are aligned in a straight line, and then you're going to walk your hands forward into a big stretch, melting your forehead and your heart into the mat. Now we're going to come up into thread the needle. So come up to tabletop position. Take your left hand and you're going to turn your chest up towards the sky. Thread it through your right arm. And you can bring your right hand to the top of the mat if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can always leave it closer to your face. Getting a good stretch in that shoulder. And now the same on the right side. Okay, now we're going to come down into Sphinx pose. Okay, so you're going to make sure that your elbow and your shoulder are perfectly aligned. And your shoulder blades should be back and going down, and your head and chest going up, going forward and up. Now we're going to do a version of frog. We're going to do the Mandukasana version. We're just going to bend your left knee and bring it up, kind of parallel to your hip if you can, or as high as you can do comfortably. And bring your head down, lay your forehead on the back of your hands. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing on the right. Just bring your knee straight up. This should feel good in the hip areas. Okay, so after half frog, we're going to go ahead and prepare for downward facing dog. So from tabletop, just walk your hands out maybe a couple of inches and then push yourself up and back. And walk it out if you need to. Now take your hands and walk your hands back to your feet and go into a forward fold, and hold your elbows and just kind of move it around a little. Swing your elbows, just decompress your spine. And slowly roll up and step to the top of your mat into mountain pose. Standing strong, feet grounded. Okay, now we're going to bring our arms up into cactus arms. So inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms go back into cactus. And then bring your hands to your heart, and then take your left foot, lift your left foot, and step it back into high lunge. Arms up. Once you get your balance, get your arms up high, spine high. If you stumble a little, it's okay. Just get your balance. And then we're going to open up into Warrior Two. Make sure that your knee is over your ankle, that it does not go over, and that your knee is also opening up as well as your arms. Now we're going back into Reverse Warrior. Flip that right hand up and just take it back. And now we're going into Triangle Pose. Come back up, straighten that front leg, and from the hips, hinge over, arms still out into Triangle Pose. Gonna step to the front of your mat into Mountain Pose, and once again, on the inhale, arms up. On the exhale, cactus arms. Now on the right side, once again, lift your right foot and step back into a high lunge. Arms up, high, spine nice and high. And now opening up into Warrior Two. Make sure your arms are up high in line with your shoulders, and that you're pulling them back so you're squeezing your shoulder blades. Flip that left hand up, and we're going to go back into Reverse Warrior. And coming back up, straighten that left leg, and hinge over from your hips into Triangle Pose. Should feel a good stretch in your side as well as in your leg. And up, and once again step to the front of the mat. We're going to do mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And on the exhale, go down into forward fold. Slide your hands up your shin into a half fold. And now back down again into forward fold. Now plant your hands, and we're going to go back into downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to go into upward facing dog. And you can come down to your knees first if that's an easier way to make that transition. Okay, now we're going to go back into extended child's pose, or wide leg child's pose. So let your toes touch, and put your knees as wide as your mat, and just let your hips fall back. Arms out, melting your head and chest into the mat. Okay, so now is when you're going to need to pull out your blocks. We're going to go into a supported fish pose. So take one block, and you're going to place it in between your shoulder blades. And I turn my block the shorter way, but depending on your on your level, you may want to turn your block sideways for an even deeper stretch. But you place your first block between your shoulder blades, and the second block you're going to put under your head, under the back of your head. And just relax. You should be able to relax. You shouldn't feel any tension in your body when doing this pose. If something feels off, then readjust and find that comfortable space. Okay, so come up out of fish pose, and we just need one block. Take one block and place it just at the lower back or just under your bottom. We're going to do a variation of feet up the wall. So you're just going to pull your feet up. And if you like, you can wiggle your toes, you can roll your ankles. All right, and feet down, remove that block, and then just bring your knees to your chest and just hug your knees into your chest. And you may want to roll a little to your left and right. That can feel really good to your lower back. Okay, now we're going to go into Savasana, or corpse pose. So just lay comfortably on your mat with our eyes closed. and just let go. You should feel no tension at all anywhere that you feel a little tense. Work on just really relaxing that area and just opening up to love, self-love, receiving love from others, having compassion, giving love. Feel free to pause the video right here and continue in Savasana for as long as you need to. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes to kind of bring yourself back into the present moment. Bring your hands to your heart. Take one deep inhale and exhale out of your mouth. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.